Yeah, yeah, for sure.
You know, Spam's gonna be on today.
Spamuel?
We're supposed to do the walkthrough of his
Yeah, for sure.
flip.
I had a reverse mortgage question for him.
Yeah, he'll answer it backwards.
Investor gadget.
Investor Gidget. Well, until he gets here,
Morning.
let's give ourselves a good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, let's have a good morning. Let's do it.
Yeah, good morning.
Best way to have a good morning is talk about wins.
I got 2 listing appointments next week
Just from doing your vendor list?
just by doing my vendor list. One's from my handyman, and another one's from my carpet guy.
It's almost like it works when I tell you to freaking do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
That's cool. Went under contract yesterday
Yeah, you did.
for the buyer.
Awesome.
I didn't lose any fingers working with my dad's Widowmaker tools.
I thought you weren't going to do that. I
What?
thought you
It
weren't
looks
going to
safe
use it.
enough.
Who said I wasn't going to use it?
I don't know. I guess your reaction, I felt like you were like, yeah, no.
Girl, I made one even sketchier. And if you put an 8-inch saw blade on a die grinder, it's really close to your fingers.
Yeah.
So, but there's certain tools they just don't make for the things we needed, and I did it, and
I think that means you should probably use a different tool or it should be done a different way.
What did I walk into?
Where's the fun
Oh,
in that?
Sam. What didn't you walk in? What you should know
oh, Sam. Oh,
this
Sam.
group.
Like putting different blades on. I've definitely done that. I put a I guess it's a 9-inch, like for a
Yeah, circular saw.
Reciprocal.
Yeah.
8.5-inch blade.
yeah. It's
Oh,
Yeah, that's
different level of
Sometimes you need
sketchy, but
every woman on this call is just like, this just explains so much.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
why-
at all
that's why women
surprised.
live longer than men.
I'm going to give you guys a little insight. Yesterday when I was putting this device together, my brain, all I kept saying to myself, if you're going to be sketchy, be real fucking sketchy. I said it over and over again. And as I'm cutting, I said,
Singing it.
I kept saying, I was like, if you're going to be sketchy, be really fucking sketchy. Like I did. I was holding this die grinder with an 8-inch blade, like just trying not to get my fingers cut because I could barely use the trigger to turn it on because the blade was right there. But
Yeah.
I needed the depth and I needed the line, and I was able to do it. My dad and I got it knocked down.
you know what's really bad is I'm glad you're okay, first off. But so my wife, some of you guys know this. For those of you who don't, my wife is a coroner for the county we live next to. So she's got to like
Super
do-
cool. I never
Yeah.
knew that.
She's dead
I
people.
don't think any of us knew that.
death investigations and all kinds of crazy stuff. But she's always telling me all these like workplace accidents that happen, like dudes doing dumb shit at construction sites and dying. And every time she tells me, I'm like, oh fuck, I've done that before. Like
Right.
she's like, this guy was swinging his nail gun to try and hit a siding because he couldn't reach on the ladder, and it came around and hit him in the head. And I was like, I've definitely swung the nail gun, like put the safety back, and like something I couldn't reach on the ladder, I swing the nail gun to hit it, with the hose. Yeah. There's a reason why men don't live as long, but
That's what I was gonna say to Dan. Instead of getting your fingers in the way, you should have just zip tied it and controlled it with the plug.
yeah, there you go. Oh man.
There's a physics phenomenon. It's called unrestrained rotating mass. It can't be controlled from a longer lever. It'll bounce and it'll start to do all kinds of shit. And if it catches its own cord, it flings it. Issue number 2, Jim. Who the hell has corded equipment anymore?
I was just gonna say, bro,
God,
come on. It's 2026,
Old
dude.
school.
For us that have hand-me-downs from like our grandparents and our parents.
Hey, there's some good Corda stuff still. Yeah.
All right,
There's a
Jim
couple
had a
things.
question. Jim had a question for Sam about reverse mortgages, and then Sam, we're going to walk through.
Yeah, perfect.
Damn.
Reverse mortgage in 2022, I'll make it quick, for an amount of 544. House is worth about 5.25. How do we handle the upside downness? Mom's moving in with son because of dementia.
So hold on, say it one more time. So
The
they
reverse mortgage loan amount is 544. The house is worth about 5.25. They've had the reverse mortgage for about 3 years.
and they're already upside down on it.
Well, they probably took out the reverse mortgage when the house was worth more. I don't know that they're upside down, but obviously the bank's been paying the owner, right?
Right.
Based on the loan amount. So if they have to sell and they have a reverse mortgage for 544, but the house is worth 5.25, what do we
Yeah,
do
they're-
for 20 grand?
I mean, that's gonna come. Yeah, they're gonna owe that at closing. Let me get some more details on that, because that's something. Not that you don't have. Not that you're not right. I think there's something missing there. Because if it's only 3 years old, that seems really, really unlikely that they would be that far upside down in 3 years. But let me dig into that a little more, because yeah, typically you shouldn't get upside down in a reverse mortgage. Certainly not within 3 years.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, I assume they're paying them $2,500 a month or something
yeah. It's not
for 3 years. So that amount would obviously have to be paid back.
Yeah, who do you know who did it?
You want me to forward you the deed?
Yeah, I know. I'll call you after this. Let's just go through it.
Reverse Mortgage Funding LLC.
That sounds
shady.
legit.
I'm sure it's a bank name, but
Sounds like some other creative financing called a reverse mortgage. Something
It got-
else
it
wrapped
got to
in
the
there or
county.
something.
Yeah,
Doesn't make it right.
so yeah, all those like really niche lenders that only do one or two things for like protected classes, I'm always suspicious of them.
right.
Like Veterans United or Seniors Only Lending. I'm like, really, bro? Like,
I'm not a
California
fan of
Reverse
Veterans
Mortgage
United.
Company.
Bro,
they are suspicious. Yeah. Anyway, we won't get into that.
Jim,
We
keep
are-
us updated, will you? I want to know how that
Yeah.
shakes
Yep.
out.
Let's dig into it
Got it.
after this. I'll call you right after this this call. But
Yep.
what we're gonna do today, as promised, we get out the Tesla here. So I wanted
Don't say
to
it's a truck, Sam. We're gonna punch you straight in the face.
don't say it's a truck.
Hey,
Yeah.
Sam.
Is it the
No, look, there's
Oh,
wait, hold
okay.
on.
Thank God. No,
Sam,
you're
I
good.
didn't
You're
know
good. Let's move on.
The cyber
I-
truck.
and then there's
Sam.
the truck. There's the
Hold
truck
on.
right there.
Audra is trying for her life
Sorry.
to say something.
Sorry, Audra.
Wait, sorry, go for it,
I
Andre.
was gonna say, I see the red juice, like Dan.
Yep. Nope. Can't understand you. You're cutting out.
Didn't hear none of that.
Audra, I need you to step into the
I was
20th
like-
century.
I said I didn't know he had a red beard like you.
Why do you think he's on this call?
Can you hear me?
The only reason.
This is why Sam and I got along. Is that when I met him and I was like, "You're my brother," and Sam's like, "You're
Yep.
my brother," and I'm like, "Well, I don't like the other guy. Let's use you." And then Sam's like, "Okay," and here we are 2 years later.
Wait, hold on 1 second. 1 second, guys.
As he walks by a lifted truck.
I was like, are you literally there right now?
A white lifted truck.
Well, I don't know if he's talking to us. He's not on mute, but we can't hear him. This is some witchcraft.
It is some witchcraft.
This is what happens.
He switched to a different device.
or
Probably-
maybe, or
Probably still connected to his car or something.
yeah, it's probably Bluetooth to his car.
I wonder if he's talking to us because he keeps looking over here. I can't tell.
You would think he would. But the best part about this
So
is
confusing.
it's recorded, and we'd be able to go back and see him talking, and us talking about him.
Look at him. So confused.
He is so confused.
Okay,
So
is that
confused.
better?
He's
Yeah.
reading. Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
No, what it was is my wife called to tell me that the dog's not listening to her, and I'm like, honey, I'm on a Zoom call, and it muted. Anyway, that was hilarious. I'm really bummed you guys missed that.
Oh no, we
so
didn't miss
today,
it. We got the whole thing.
I'm gonna flip this around here. So what I want to do
I'm gonna pin
is
Sam's
first
video.
off, turn this onto freaking phone speaker. Say something. Is that better?
Something that's better.
Okay, love it. All right, so I want to walk through this project with you guys. I want to show you kind of the house. It's fun to show these off. Everyone has their glam reel of like, hey, look, I'm going to make $5 million in this flip, but no one talks about the absolute fucking blunders, pardon my language, that you can make doing a flip. And I'm going to share all my mistakes with you, because if I make them and I tell you what I did, then maybe when you do the same thing, you won't do the same thing. You'll be better off for it. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. So this house, this is a 1950, I think it's 52. It's slab on grade and then they redid like some stem walls. So this over here is an addition. This was like a garage. They added on at one point. The house is like all 2x4 construction. The nice thing about looking at this era or just any older homes is you're always, when you're doing a remodel, as long as you're maintaining at least one exterior wall, you can go back to that year's building code. So if you're doing a complete tear down rebuild, you have to update a building codes, which can be a nightmare. So that right there saved me some money, because I was able to, like, in some areas still do 2x4 exterior walls, and then also 24 on center framing. However, in doing some of the 24 on center framing, this roof line here that I was trying to fix did not get fixed. So that's like beefed up and reinforced there, but it still sags and it kind of looks shitty, So maybe it is in an effort to save money, maybe you just go with the newer building code and reinforce the roof correctly. This siding on the house, so this was all like vinyl siding. I think I sent pictures last week of the original house, original siding. My contractor gave me a bid for like almost 30 grand to reside this house. And I was like, oh, hell no, I'll do it myself for cheaper. And I did it for cheaper, for sure. I mean, I'm good at siding, but it took me so long that in the process of doing the siding, I legitimately missed like 2 phone calls of clients that wanted to do a loan, and I missed out on a loan, 2 loans. So in saving, 30 grand, I probably cost myself, I don't know, 15. So, you kind of factor that stuff, especially if you're not doing this full time, if you're doing it like we all would be in this situation where this is like a side hustle or additional thing. When you're tackling something yourself instead of hiring a contractor, you have to factor in that, am I going to lose income? Or, most likely you will. And how much am I willing to lose? And what is the upside on this? Like, is the gain going to be worth it? Going inside here, this was I don't know if you guys remember the pictures, but this was all choppy here. There's a big wall here in like a submarine style galley kitchen, really close off, super dark. So open the whole thing up. The nice thing about this era of homes is they're all the load bearing walls are exterior. So every single exterior wall is load bearing.
So you could take down that center wall and you didn't have to put in a header?
Yep, exactly.
Nice.
So we were able to really open this up and squeeze 3-2 in here. So here's the master bedroom here and master bath. I really like this like kitchen here, because now you're like super open. It's like very entertaining feeling. You can look out in your backyard here, which is getting landscaped currently.
And are you flipping this or renting it?
Renting it. Yeah, so I'll share why I'm doing that, because the original plan was to flip it. Kid bedroom 1, kid bedroom 2, bathroom, well, home office area here. And then the laundry room. Always do a new panel. There's a lot of people that say like, hey, save the electrical. That's like a big item, big ticket item for cost. Anything like most houses you're gonna buy are you're probably want to do something, right? So you're gonna have to like I don't know, like in my case, put a heat pump in, or just having a new panel affords you a lot more options when it comes to updating stuff. Especially like in trying to track down old breakers that either don't exist or they're not produced anymore. We're just that's been a pain. So the panel I think is a good thing to do if you're gonna spend money on something. What was the other big thing I was gonna tell you guys? Oh, these heat pumps. So originally we were gonna do in-floor heating. We're gonna do a furnace, and decided after the fact, after we got some stuff in, that there wasn't enough room in the crawl space. So I was like, oh, I'll just do a 4-head evaporator system. But in order to install that, I had to tear this wall out here and punch through the exterior and then run all my trunks up in the wall and into the crawl space. So I had to replace the sheetrock there. Like, I think the moral of this story was, if you have a plan, like if you're going to GC a project yourself, definitely have stuff done in the correct order. If you skip steps and have to go back, it's just going to cost you more money. It's not the end of the world, but little things like that add up. That's $1,200 in a sheetrock repair that could have been avoided.
What did it have on it before, Sam?
It was all baseboard.
Oh,
Yeah. Yep. So it wasn't really a functioning heat type. I gotta turn the water off really quick and switch it while I'm talking to you guys. So the reason why I am holding it instead of flipping it is, so I bought it for $380. We put 120 into it, and it just got appraised for $650. So I could sell it and make a pretty decent profit. If I rent it out right now, the mortgage on this with a DSCR loan is me $3,200 a month. I'll rent it for $35. So I'm not really making a ton of money. In fact, on paper, I'm losing money. But I would rather have a loss on my taxes, but have an asset that's appreciating year over year. And then here's the big thing is this lot. This is on an almost 2-acre lot. So I'm putting a fence in where these 2 trees are here in the back. There's gonna be a fence that runs this way. So kind of from over here where like his tractor is, all the way down like this, and it's gonna separate the property. So this will be rental, and all that is open space. Well, that over there is roughly an acre. Where I'm at in the city or county, this is unincorporated Snohomish County, but I can put 2 additional detached dwelling units on that. So if I sold it today, sell it for $650, make some money, pay a ton in taxes, I give up any sort of future income for the rental. If I hold on to it for a couple years, I'm going to get that. My cash and cash return is like at 2.5 years, almost 3 years. I will earn the appreciation year over year. I will be able to write off the losses. So I'm doing loss harvesting for the next couple of years. Then as soon as I put those dues in, it will cost me another $300,000 in development. So I have to redo the well, the drain field, and then the units are about $100,000 a piece. But between those 2 other units, in this area, they'll both rent for like $1,795 to $2,200, depending on the season, and that'll be almost pure cash flow. So I'll essentially have 9 bedrooms on this piece of property that I got for $380,000. So I'll put
Are you gonna
put
do-
$700 into it.
what are you putting on those? Are those like prefabbed, or what are you doing with those?
Yeah,
houses?
so there's a friend of mine has a company that they build prefab dadus, and the whole idea is they're all like, I don't know if you guys have seen. I think there's a company down in Tucson. Don't quote me on that, but there's somewhere down there in Arizona, southern Arizona, that they build. They're not prefabs, so they build like the full wall. So it's like sheeting, framing, I think even electrical and plumbing, and you just literally you can like put a house together just by these pre-manufactured walls.
We have a couple companies that do that actually.
Yeah, super cool. So that's what they're doing. They're all like slab on grade. So you pour a slab, you put the house down as long as your hookups there, and then you can essentially have a house up in a weekend. So yeah,
Sam, if
Yeah.
you wanted to sell, couldn't you just do a 1031? And then you wouldn't pay capital gains on that, would you?
You have
Correct.
to own it to the next 5 years, though.
yeah.
I didn't get that one.
So the long-term strategy, like this won't afford me enough to where the capital gains flip would put me in a better position by like a multiplier. So like the only time I'll do a capital or 1031 exchange is if I can essentially double my units. And I know that's that's my own little thing. So if I can sell a single family and I can buy a double or a duplex, I'm doing it. So on and so forth. My next move for any 1031 exchange is to get into like a small non-conforming apartment complex. So 5 units and above. So at this point, if I were to do a 1031 exchange now, I'd be lucky to get a duplex, maybe. I'm also in a very high price market. So, I mean, a single family that's selling for or worth 650 is kind of crazy, right? So the duplexes, they're all over $1 million. But I have to do properties at once and then get like a 5 unit down the road. So what
Sam,
other
are
Is this
you-
a long-term hold or is this a
Do you mean
flip?
Yeah.
long-term hold?
What?
Yeah,
Okay. I thought it was a flip.
He said originally he was going to, but
it was
then
a flip initially.
Come on, Jim.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's another thing too, is I think like the moral of the story, and this unfortunately has been true for every single project I've done, like literally every single one, is you have to have your game plan. You got to have your backup plan. You got to have your contingency plan, and you got to have your oh shit plan. And any one of those could come to fruition, right? So like you have to be able to go into it looking at every possible angle. What happened?
No.
What happened to his internet?
Watching
Uh,
Tim Internet.
We lost you, Sam. Don't move. Stand still.
Wait,
Yep.
my back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you lose?
What happens?
Okay, I said what happened was when we
All your money was in your
now.
savings and you need it in your checking.
Wait. Let me go outside.
Told you to
I think
stop
it's better if I'm
moving.
outside, maybe.
Regulate your ADHD, sir.
I'm trying to. Really?
Yeah.
Okay, is that better? Okay. So between when we bought this and now, we invaded, we kidnapped Maduro, and then we invaded Iran. I think whatever. I'm not going to comment on politics, but both those things created a ton of volatility in the housing market, and it changed a lot of numbers. So that is sort of expected. Like we live in a crazy world where crazy stuff happens, and when you're looking at like a flip or a rehab project, this like 3 to 6 months, you have to understand the market could change very, very wildly in that time period. And so if you have a projection and if you have a plan based on numbers today, those numbers can be off by 10-15% in 3 to 6 months. So having multiple plans and being okay with any one of them coming to fruition, I think is super, super important.
So when you were talking about you have to build the home in an order, like certain things come first. What order do you build a home, or do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in this situation, like rehab, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the first step, did you see the pictures?
Yeah,
Joe?
I didn't see the pictures, but you showed me the walkthrough.
Well, so the original pictures, the house was like terribly messy. They smoked in it. There were hoarders. So the first step obviously is removing everything and going down to the studs. Once we're down to the studs, then I can examine stuff and say, okay, this probably needs electrical. definitely needs plumbing because we're going to change it from a 1-1 to a 3-2. So instead of 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom. And then, you know, once we get that done, we're gonna have to do stuff with the subflooring, then sheetrock, you know, kind of going in that order. Well, in between like subflooring, framing new walls in, plumbing, new electrical, I should have said, hey, heat source is next. Got to do that before doing anything else. What I'd done is I had skipped heat source, thinking I had the ability to put it in the crawl space. That ended up not working out. So we had to go back, like once we were done with sheetrock, cut back into the wall and install evaporate lines. So having stuff done in order, that's another thing too. Actually, that was the second thing that sheetrock messed up. Shower pans, most shower pans and bathtubs, they're made to be direct to stud. So putting them after the fact is a giant pain in the ass. 10 out of 10, do not recommend. So things like that, like understanding what order stuff goes in the construction phase and making sure you're getting it in that order. Because if you're out of order, it's gonna be a giant pain in the ass or almost impossible to do. So evaporate lines, like the heat source, and then also doing bathrooms, making sure that at least the bathtub in the phase.
Did you have to redo all the electrical? Dang it.
Yeah, I want to. I wanted to just swap the panel, but once we got into the walls, they had like, oh man, I wish I took more pictures. They had like extension cords going from one room to the next, hard into the wall. They had like connections, like not even wired together, like taped together and twisted together. They were just in walls. So it would have been a really, really bad thing to not redo the wiring. But that was that was an expense. I'd already kind of figured having to do a lot of wiring, just because when you're changing a layout, you know, you can't just like you can't just pull a wire, stretch it to a new wall. As long as you have to make a new run. So
When you probably
I
didn't have
sort
like
of factored that in.
grounded outlets or anything in that one based on the year, right?
Yeah, none of it was grounded, and so that's funny you mentioned that. That's on older houses. A lot of the wiring will not be grounded. So like in most cases, if you're, I don't know the exact year, maybe you do. There's a certain year where everything was grounded. Before that, yeah, none of your outlets can be grounded. So you're doing any sort of electrical remodel work, just figure on probably spending a lot more money than you anticipated.
When was that? Does anyone know? Because I know anytime I'm looking at a house like 70s or earlier, I'm just expecting nothing to be grounded.
Yeah.
I don't know
Maybe
the cutoff,
5.
but and then knob. Do you have any that have knob and tube, Sam?
No, there was one bought that was knob and tube, and we got rid of that case.
1962.
Somebody is gonna. Awesome, thank you.
So how do we have
Yeah,
some
so
70s
that's
houses
pretty-
without grounded what?
Yeah, it says first edition to require that all 120 volt receptacles in a dwelling be grounded. That was 1962.
Interesting.
NEC.
But it took some years.
I was gonna say because I've got some homes built in the 70s that are not grounded either.
Mhm. Maybe they weren't done right.
Well,
So-
that's not surprising.
They probably weren't
Yeah.
regulated for a while.
No, they probably weren't.
Yeah, and building codes are lagging. Like we just updated. I forget the year, but we were going off of like 2015 building codes, so it was like almost a decade old.
So you have to do that under.
Sometimes like they'll
sorry.
implement a building code.
Do
We'll
you
say
have to
Oh,
do
go ahead.
this under a contractor license?
What?
This is being recorded, Christina. Stop it.
Sorry.
why are you
No,
trying
yes.
to why are you trying to hem this guy up, Christina?
I
No,
know, my bad.
You do not have to do it under a contractor's license.
Yeah,
Man,
no.
It's your own.
The only thing is electrical. You want to get your panel. You want an
Yeah.
LMIcer on that. You want an electrician to do that. But no, I mean, if you know how to do it, you know so I generally speaking don't like paying a bunch of like county bureaucracy bullshit. So I'm usually the one that I'm like, hey, I'll pay the fine rather than the permit. Maybe don't do that. Like, don't be like Sam in that way. But also, you can if you want to. You can be a little maverick with me, and we can break the law together. But yeah, I don't like paying for permits on stuff I don't have to.
Hey Sam, question for
Yeah.
you. How do you go about like choosing your contractors? Like, is there something that like you specifically look for? You go to their job sites, like what do you, unless it sounds like you do a lot of work yourself, but like at some point, have you hired a contractor?
Yeah. No, I hire a ton of subcontractors. So yeah, that's a good question. Basically, like my methodology, and this is not anything to do with like profit or money or anything like that, but you've got to be a good person. You got to be able to get your shit done, and if you say something, you're just going to do it, right? So I don't like time and material contractors who will like say a lot of times contractors now will want to charge you time and material, right? So
Mhm.
they'll say, okay, the material is going to cost 10 grand and I'll just charge you an hourly wage. I hate that because that means they're going to go out there and I'm always going to be watching them, being like, hey, you're not working. Now I'm getting pissed, or they're going to be like slacking off. So I like bids. I like bids that are thought out. If they come out and 5 minutes later they have a bid for me, I know it's going to be inaccurate, and they're either A, going to walk off the job, at the 80% mark, or B, they're going to ask for me for more money. And then, yeah, I mean, I have to like you. Like I've got 2 or 3 subcontractors that have been with me on every single job just because like they're just freaking good human beings, and I don't mind paying them a little bit more, but I know that the work's going to get done. My sheetrocker Leo, I worked with him for 9 years now on, I don't know, probably at least 100 projects, not all my own. And he's definitely on the more expensive side for sheetrocker, but he's just like, he's a good person. And I know when he says he's going to do something, he'll do it. He'll come out on the weekends and, so, that probably didn't answer your question in a very helpful way. That was more like a Sam's preference way, but I would say, yeah, the big thing is if you're getting a bid, make sure you get a bid and not time and material. You'll hear that term and it will 9 out of 10 times screw you over a little bit.
Yeah. It's kind of like the scenarios like when I go to the mechanic, and if I'm by myself, like I have to double check. I'll either call my dad, I'll call a friend because
They're
it's
telling
like
you need a new carburetor.
yeah, no, they'll tell me I need whole new brakes and I didn't need them for like another year. So that's just some of the things that I get a little like concerned about
Yeah.
if I,
You want
Yes.
to hear something? This is so stupid, and I hate even that I have to say this, but Fabi, when you go to a mechanic, have your phone and say, hey, I'm recording for my safety and yours. I need to get X looked at. And that will snap them out of whatever bullshittery they're trying to accomplish, because now they know that you have a recording of them saying you need blinker fluid and a new set of, tank tracks for your car.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
when
Sam.
you're sitting
that.
at the
Because-
sales table, you go and you get all the info, and then you go, okay, cool. Hey, do you mind if I call my coach real quick? I know that sounds kind of silly, but he used to be in the car business. And then you save another $3 grand off the top because they
Yeah.
look at the phone and go,
I know.
Wait,
I did
Dan?
that.
Is this
I
Big
did
Dan?
that.
And Dan's like, oh man, come on now. Like, and he knows the guy. And then
Yeah.
he's like, all right, because you pulled the big guns out, I guess I'm going to deduct like all my shitty markups.
That literally happened to me. I was like, I'm gonna call my dad.
Hey,
Hey, Sam.
Tina called me with somebody I trained, but I have to cut the call to start the next one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's
Oh,
what
man.
Schedule.
Hey,
Those
This was so
contractors can
good.
get you off schedule.
we can. But here's the thing, guys. Sam is in our group chat. If you got
Yeah.
questions for the man, group chat.
Yeah,
Send
bug
him
me,
some
call me,
friggin'
text me,
business.
whatever.
We need
All right,
like
y'all.
a once a month, like, spam. I don't know. Trying to put together spam and seminar.
The
Spaminar?
Spaminar.
Seminar.
Not
That's
that
like
hard.
an hour long.
That sounds like something
Yeah.
that they would have in India. So,
Yeah, Spaminar. All right.
Have a safe flight, Dan.
We'll
guys, have a fantastic weekend. I'm excited to hear all the wins.
Get your mother some flowers.
Everyone,
Yes.
Mother's Day is on Sunday.